lay on it or not. So we'll find that out too.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. So I was just talking to Randy. We were setting things up. The Nikon ZFC has been turning itself off. And I don't know if it overheated or if it was the USB. So the ZFC, which is the camera you're looking at right now, used to be on the other side of the room. Now it's over on that, which is my left, camera right. So when I'm pointing that way, you're seeing it over there. Okay. So I just went live. Now the power block that I have has got 3 holes in it: a top, a middle, and a bottom. Actually, the top one is USB. What's the original USB called? It's a USB A. Okay. Then the middle is the middle, and the bottom one is the bottom one. So depending on which way you turn it, it's top, middle, bottom, or top, middle, bottom. All right. So 3 times now, since we're over on that side of the room, the camera has gone off. So I got that dummy battery that you put in the camera. It's in this camera there right now. Okay, so the dummy battery just came in like at 7:30 from Amazon time-wise. So what time is it now? 11. So 2.5 hours ago. So Randy and I just put the dummy battery in there, and he suggested I use the dummy battery over trying to solve the USB problem. And that's because he said you're wearing down your battery, and I only have one battery for that camera, and that's it. So now every single camera in here, which is 4 that are live technically, every single camera in here is now using a dummy battery while I'm in the studio. Obviously, we can't use a dummy battery while I'm out in the road unless you got one heck of a big extension cord. I think I don't have to say that, but I figured I'd say it just in case somebody got confused. Okay, so this is the Nikon Z6. It's been on a dummy battery, and it hasn't given me any problems. The E10 Black is on a dummy battery, and it hasn't given me any problems. And whatever camera's up next, I don't know. Let's see. I think I could take a look here. The next camera is going to cycle back to the Z6. So now I'm on where you can actually see the labels. So I call this the Friday night profile in Ecamm. If you have Ecamm, you know that you can label a profile. So we got Scotty's here, Twitter and YouTube simulcast. Yeah. I just threw Twitter in there for the heck of it so that it actually has some activity going, because I don't know if Twitter starts to rate you on what you're doing or not. I have the air conditioner on tonight. Last night I was in here for a while, and I started sweating, and that's why when Randy said or asked me, did the camera go off with the USB plugged into the wall, or did the camera overheat? And I said, Randy, I don't know, but I realized I was hot. So I said, you think I should send the dummy battery back and just keep the wall charger? He said, no. Randy said, I don't think I would do that, because if you put it with the dummy battery in the ZFC, which is what the camera we're looking at now. Okay, so let's see. It's locked. So I'd like to change that, because I don't like the ZFC all capitals. It should be capital Z, and then it should be a little f and a little c. A little f and a little c. That's better. Okay. So I just kind of switched that Now let's check my other ZFC and what I got. It's the same thing, so let's go change that one. And in order to make any changes, I actually have to unlock it. So I'm going to take the capital F and the capital C, and I'm going to lower it lowercase. Okay, now ready, 2, 3, done. Okay, so now I have to lock it. And let me see if I have the ZFC in another rotation again. Yes, I do. Okay, so let's put that. And it's kind of what they call micromanaging here. But I'm able to take the F and the C. And ready, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so now the labels are capital Z, little f, little z. And everything is locked. Okay, so we're back in business. So Randy says, hi, everybody. I got the notification from Twitter first. Scotty says, okay. So that means it's probably less of a load, I'm thinking, to Twitter, because they're not interacting at all. So the load is higher on YouTube because I'm seeing all your comments, okay? Or the ones that they're feeding to me. So we got the dummy battery going on this guy right now. Hello, I'm pointing at you, but looking at you. So who's going to come in next? And I have it on my revolving cameras. So my revolving cameras are set up for the Friday night mode. Okay, so what does that mean? Basically, it just means I have the labels on, because camera people like you and me, how many times do you watch a video and you go like, what camera is he using? Okay, so is there a guy named Sam Hall or something? I was looking at his video last night, and either that guy's got stunningly beautiful skin or the camera is doing it, okay? But I couldn't find anywhere that showed me what camera he was using. And that's why, out of a courtesy to you and a courtesy to me, I actually put the labels up there. So the Twitter notifications was only about 4 to 5 seconds before the YouTube notifications. Can you see the Twitter comments too? No, the Twitter comments, there's no interactivity, okay? Raymond told me that last night. I kind of believed him, but then after we got off last night, I did go reading. And when I went and I did my reading, there is no interaction, okay? So if I go over to Twitter right now, I don't know if I can. Can I go to Twitter? Oh, yeah, I have a click for Twitter. Okay, so I see myself. I'm there. And if I click on the words, not my picture, but on the words, it shows me if there's any comments, and there is none. Okay, so nobody has typed anything. But I would have to come here and come back. So for the sake of content, let's go through over here, and let me show you my desktop real quick. No lavalier mic tonight. I'm using this guy, and I've used this for the last four live streams now. You need to tell me how you like it. Okay, this is my Stellar X2. Yeah, I would say that's my best mic, the best quality. And I can turn this way, I can turn that way, and it still picks up nicely. And that's because it's a condenser mic. So a condenser mic has got a really big field of sound in the capsule, okay? Where if it was a dynamic mic, if I turn my head this way, so when you see Sly tomorrow night, if she turns her head, she uses a dynamic mic. It'll suddenly drop down in volume. So a dynamic mic is kind of like line of sight. Have you heard of that before? Line of sight, like the radar detectors or FM radio is line of sight. So, but the condenser is not. So because I am on a condenser mic, it'll pick up the fact that I have the air conditioner on, but I'm too hot. I was too hot last night, honest to God. I'd rather you have to listen to a little bit of the air conditioner. Now, I did bring the mic much closer to me, okay? So, as you can see, the distance is that much, okay? So, from my thumb down here to my pinky up at the top, I can't close all the fingers. That's weird. I can't close all my fingers. Come on. That's so weird. I'm not very very good at coordination here. So what I want to make a video on for the big channel, let's go over to my desktop real quick. Okay, so I'm on the desktop and I want to go over to the Canon website. So this is the Canon website, and they finally have okay, so listen to the sound. The air conditioner just went off. Apparently it got cool enough. So I'm going to be quiet for two reasons. I want to hear what's going to happen, and I want you to hear what's going to happen. So I'll be quiet. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the bar barely registers. So I'll tell you when the air conditioner goes on again, okay? So the air conditioner is set to economy mode. You know what that means? Economy mode means that when it's reached the temperature that it needs to reach, the whole thing shuts off, saves power. The fan doesn't run. So now you don't hear a fan running. So we've only got whatchamacallit, we've only got like a room fan. Yeah, I do have a little room fan, the quiet one, running right now. Scotty says that I figured the lavalier would block the room noise better, but nothing beats the quality on this one, Scott. So you know how you kind of get attached or drawn, magnetic draw. So he says, I'll grab an X2 if they go on sale for $169 again. Well, the way that the economy's going, it just might do that. But I would watch a little bit for the comparison because their new one is the X3. So we're actually listening to the X2. And so let's go back, because I'm a little bit excited about this. I'm not going to buy it. But if I get the opportunity to get one in here, so let's see. Am I showing you my desktop now? Yes, I am. Okay. So now I'm on the Canon website. Okay, so here is the camera. This is the V10 on the Canon website, not B&H. Okay. If I don't already have a link to here, I'll put it in the description when I come off of this live stream. All right. So here's their talking points right here. It's compact form factor and ease of operation. So I would have to say the ease of operation is good. It's got a built-in stand. So if I switch it to this picture real quick, so this is with everything kind of exposed. So down here is a stand that flips out. So it does two things. You can stand the camera up. Okay, see the red button there? That red button activates it so you record. That's your lens. Okay, so it's a 6.6, so it's actually a 19 millimeter f2 lens. And then looky here, it has a flip up at the top. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Now, if it was in your hand, chances are you wouldn't have the stand facing down, correct? It would be a much flatter view, kind of like that. So that's what it looks like closed up. I wish they'd show you what it looks like that. Okay, so this is what it would look like in your hand. So when you want to record or go live, because this thing will actually go live, you push the red button and you're done. So this is kind of competing with a telephone a little bit, a cell phone. So it's not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, so oh, here it says it right here. fixed 19 millimeter. It's got vertical mode. Okay. Autofocus face detection. Now here's the gotcha. Boom, boom, boom. Gotcha. It's contrast detection. I don't care for contrast detection. You know the episode we went through with the Panasonic contrast detection. But Canon does contrast detection on their own, differently. So it would be kind of like the G7X Mark III and the G7X Mark II. They have contrast detection too. So do you like what that looks like? If you do, you'll like it here. Okay. They do have skin tone work done in there. So it's giving you nice skin tones. All right. So now if we go down here, we're going to come into some of the features. Okay, so it's small, holdable, and pocketable. All right, so this is the marketing department writing this stuff. You have to hold it in your hands to really appreciate it. I can understand that. And here's somebody holding it in their hands. So here, this guy's holding it in his hands where my mouse is going round and round. He's got the screen up. You push the button where the thumb is, and you're recording. Dang. Okay. You close it up, it fits in your hand. Really, really very nice. Okay. So here's your cell phone over here, and here's the camera. So the size matters. Okay. So now you've got this handle. So it's showing you the handle, and it swings all the way from the front, all the way around the back. So if it's over here, it's going to stand up. If it comes up in the front, it'll kind of lean forward. But if you bring it down this way, it's kind of like a handle. You see the down here? So what happens if you grab it by the handle? It's going to turn the camera upside down. But do you know if you turn the camera upside down, it'll go right side up automatically? If you turn the camera sideways, which would be the horizontal view, it'll give you a wide view automatically. Okay. And the darn thing has a tripod screw on the bottom. So you can I could actually just put it on a tripod right now. Okay, in here. So it's got the dual stereo mics. I called them speakers before. And small rig is making a little magnetic thing so you can put the wind muffins on it. Okay. So let's just read this real quick. Sound is just as crucial as video when vlogging, which is why we've included 2 large stereo microphones to capture your voice clearly, and a 3rd microphone to help cancel out unwanted sound. So it's got noise cancellation. No messing around with lavalier mics clipped to your clothes or big, bulky microphones. With the V10, the whole studio is right in your hand. All right, so this would have to get tested. What happens if you're in a wind? These holes for the mics up here are rather large. So where is the 3rd mic? The 3rd mic is hiding, which is how most cameras have these mics. They're kind of concealed. But this one has got 2 big ones. There might be a windscreen built into this, and they haven't declared it, but we would have to get this out in the wild to see how it's running. Okay. So seeing the whole picture, let's see what they got to say here. We spent a lot of time perfecting the right lens for the camera. The 19 millimeter, which is the 35 millimeter equipment, on the V10 is perfect for getting yourself and everyone else you want in the frame. That's their opinion, not necessarily mine. I happen to like 16 millimeter, okay? But when we get the camera and we test it, we'll find out, okay? It's wide-angled enough if you're recording yourself, where you don't have to have your arm completely outstretched, which gets tiring on the elbow and the shoulder. So you look more natural, and you can make a video without exhausting your muscles. All right. Now, here's an important feature that most of us don't talk about. All right. And I guess this is a question for all of us together. Is there any cell phones out there that actually have a 1-inch sensor? Because this camera has a 1-inch sensor, so you're taking it into a higher quality level here. Okay, see, it's got a 1-inch CMOS sensor, So with the 1-inch CMOS sensor like those in the popular PowerShot G series, so the PowerShot, the G7X Mark III is the newest one out, you've got the same sensor going on here in terms of size. You're going to look great, in their opinion. Not necessarily mine, but we could both together come out to that conclusion, even in the low light. So the 1-inch sensor is going to do a little bit better. The built-in subject detection helps to keep your face in focus. Okay, contrast detection. Can anybody say contrast detection versus phase detection? So that needs to prove itself. And until it proves itself, this is not a court of law. You're guilty until proven guilty, until proven innocent. All right, so it keeps your face in focus and well lit. That's just the beginning. The V10 also has image stabilization, exposure control, movie auto level, which is very interesting. Here's an important one right here. Smooth skin movie mode. So I have gotten into smooth skin sensitivity, and that's where I'm loving the Nikon. And Sony's got a bit of that going on too. And I'd have to see what the Panasonic has. What the Olympus camera has, it's got a full S curve. So you can actually, and that's what the clarity slider does. It raises and lowers your midtones, which is where your skin happily lives. And here's the biggest little quiet thing that people don't talk about. This camera has got a built-in automatic ND filter. That's quite an achievement. So this block right here, how do I look? Take a little time reading all of this stuff, okay? Because all of this stuff actually becomes where the crux of the camera is. All right, so this is what I told you before. You want to go vertical, you want to go sideways, turn the camera, it handles all of it for you. Okay, so what is vlogging without some filters? The V10 has 14 color filters. So you can change the mood and ambience. You guys use those? I never use those. I always like the regular profiles. There's also one extra filter, which is kind of special. Here it is, okay? The automatic ND filter, neutral density, which helps darken a video without affecting how the colors look. This helps the camera avoid using really fast shutter speeds, which can result in unnatural jerky motion on screen. So you guys that are well learned, okay, you basically know that you should be shooting a 180 degree. So if you're shooting in 130, you should be shooting at 1/60th of a second shutter. All right. Now, when the light gets too bright, what are you going to do? Your camera or you are going to start raising the shutter, or you're going to go to B&H or Adorama, and you're going to log on to Adorama, and you're going to go, okay, I need to buy an ND filter. So basically, it's like sunglasses for your camera, but high quality. It doesn't change the color. So it's got this built in. You don't get that until you spend some big bucks, okay, built in. All right. And on top of all that it's a still camera also. So it's going to take a 15 megapixel, 1-inch CMOS sensor still picture. Now, I don't know, the dog looks good, but this guy's got a goofy looking face. No offense, young man. Very handsome man. Okay, I'll give you a compliment along with the goofy face. Okay, and then this is the other important thing. So like Randy's got over 650 videos up. So he records it into Ecamm and then puts it up on YouTube. Well, with this guy, you're able to just go from the camera and just go straight to YouTube. Okay, that bypasses everything. So that's going to be something to test. So for Randy, he likes to play with cameras, and so do I. And I think a lot of you do. You guys do also. But for a lot of you, you don't want to play with the camera. You want to hit the button, go live, and go, hey, world. Hello, world. How are you doing? Live from coast to coast, shore to shore, and around the world. Okay, we are live. That is a person that is concentrating on their content. You and I have a tendency to concentrate a little bit more on the camera because we kind of like to play with the camera. So this also says it's got UVC support. The PowerShot V10 has UVC, which is, USB video class. Ah, that's interesting. It's got built-in UVC support. So I don't know enough about that to tell you. Who might be able to tell you more about that is Charles. Because I watched him go live today and give me a complete tour of Winter Park. And it was such a wonderful video. Okay. So, connectivity. All right. So it has a mic plug right here. That's the button that sends you live or live streaming. It also has HDMI. It's got the tripod mount on the bottom. So for $469, before we start bashing, it ain't so bad. So now you've got your specs. So we can go through here, and we can look at any of the specs, which I'm not going to take the time now. Okay. Power source. Let's take a quick look at that. Does it have an interchangeable battery? Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It's not user replaceable. So if you run out of power, you have to plug it into your USB. So it's got a 1250 milliamp battery that's lithium-ion built in. And let's see, what was it? $429. I thought it was $469. So it comes in black, and so this is where the color is going to change, right here in the middle. Okay, so it comes in black, and where was that silver? I want to see what the silver looks like, or silver. There we go. So that this band right here in the middle turns to silver. So that's personal taste. I like them both. I'll have to get one for each hand. So that's what that looks like. So let's take a quick tour through the rumor sites. Okay, so this is the Micro Four Thirds rumor. Nothing going on over here. All right, the Nikon rumors. They're just making content on bags, so nothing with the cameras. Their advertisement. I'm going to do a video on the channel from the kitchen on this, which is a water distiller. So anyway, so that is the Nikon rumors. Canon rumors. We got anything going on here at Canon? Canon and Amazon filed a joint trademark infringement. That's on the batteries. And here, small rig launches a cage for the V10, and there it is. So it allows you to put the wind muffins up on here with little magnets. But I would like to test and see if you actually need those wind muffins or not. I think you do. That's my personal opinion. But until we get it in here and test it, we won't know, will we? Okay? And then the L mount is the camera that I like, along with the Z8. I still like the S52, the S5 Mark II. So you've got lens coming out, 14 millimeter 1.4. Good. Okay, so why is this good? And this is by Sigma, and it's a 1.4. I wonder if it's a full frame. Let's open that up and take a look. Okay, it is a DGDN art lens. Okay, so it does seem to be a full frame lens. So why is that important? And it's got 11 blade. This is a good lens. I wonder how much this guy's going to be. I'd like to see the size of it. Okay. There is no information about pricing or the announcement date. So this is going to be a lens that's going to be perfect for vlogging, because when you start adding image stabilization, you start cropping. And even though it's a full frame, this should crop down to maybe an 18 to a 20 millimeter by the time you turn everything on. So that is good news. Okay, so we've just gone through the rumor sites, and now we can come back to us. Where is us? Here we are. Okay. So now I'm back. Hi guys, how you doing? Let's see who's in the room with me tonight. So I read Scotty's with the lavalier. Oh, the air conditioner just went back on. So now I'll be quiet a second and you can listen to the difference. But it's been quiet a while ago, so you probably don't remember. But I'll just be quiet for a second. I see some more green on my meter, but might not be too bad. Okay, so Charles is in here. Hi, Peter. I spent at least an hour, not longer. Charles was walking around in Winter Park in one of the downtown areas today. It's if he didn't take it down, that stream is still up there. Charles, can I ask you a question? Put your thinking cap on, okay? Okay, it's like two different interpretations from two different people, you and me. Those boys, they came on a little bit strong when they crossed your path. So Charles is walking along the sidewalks, kind of looks a little bit like a downtown Disney, but it's not. It's Winter Park, Florida, which is its own city. Got a lot of nice little restaurants, a lot of niche stores. There's tables outside, very cafe looking, very nice walking around. And then these high school boys, I think there was 3 or 4 of them, came. And I'm not sure, they were a little aggressive, which is fine. Boys are full of piss and vinegar, what's the saying? Okay, so you can expect that. Now, that can be normal for boys that age. What, we figured they were 14, 15, 16 years old. But did one of them cuss? Did they say the F-bomb? Or did I not hear it? And then they came back and found Charles again. And it kind of like they had a little bit softer demeanor. Still acting like boys. But it was almost like they wanted to apologize without actually apologizing. That's what it looked like. And then Charles nailed him. I mean, Charles knew just how to handle him. He said, are you guys playing hooky if your principal sees this? You know, he put them on the spot. And then suddenly, oh ho ho, the little ruffians became sweet little pussycats, okay? So Charles knew just how to handle those guys. But what was the question in my mind is if they cussed when you told them I'm live, that was mean, okay, in my opinion. Because they could be fun and photobomb you and go, hey, we're from high school, how you doing? We're live, and get all, and then that's boys will be boys, okay? You can't take that away from kids. Even girls will be boys, okay? Girls will be girls, okay? And they'll photobomb. But now when you tell them you're live and they cuss, that lowers my opinion of these kids, all right? Especially when they're around a bunch of people that are not all kids. So they were from Winter Park High School because Charles also said there's a college, which is quite an upper level college in that downtown area. Okay, so you have the Rollins something college. And you have Winter Park High School. So I wanted to clear that up. I was going to go back and listen to it, but since I got you sitting right here, Charles, I figured I would just ask you, okay? I wanted to know if they were just being rambunctious and happy and joyful and just being kids, or if one of the kids actually F-bombed you, okay? Because if they did, that would lower basically my opinion of them, that, you know, that parent needs to get a better handle on that kid, all right? So you can't stop kids from being kids, and you want them to be kids, all right? So we are now live streaming. We talked about the V10. The Z8 from Nikon is another. It's a extreme on the price. So one's $4,000 and one's $400. One's $429. And one is $399.96 or something, 95. So you really got a $3,000 difference there, okay? But that Z8 is also a very exciting camera. So the age that we're living in is just fantastic. It's just fantastic. So I wanted to say thank you for that walk around, Charles. And Charles was walking around. Where's my phone? It's in my pocket. Charles was walking around streaming live from his phone to my iPad. Not me only, to anybody. Which means no interfering in betweens. He was using a software called StreamYard, which they have a free version, and he was using the free version. I don't know if they limit you or if they put a watermark. I didn't see a watermark, but I did see when I made a quote or a chat that it came up on the screen. So whatever way Charles had it set up, it was excellent. Jim Monday's here. Hi, Jim. Good to see you, buddy. Always happy to see you. Scotty's here. Charles is here. Scott says the X3 has more controls for high pass and roll off, I think. I don't think I'll need all that fancy stuff. Just a comparison, and let me know what you think, because you've got quite a mic locker over there. So, all right, so this mic is the Stellar, like Peter, like Jim, like Randy. You're stellar. Randy probably fell asleep, okay? He eats, he works hard, he's had a rough day. It's been about a week since my haircut, so it's starting to fill in nicely. My skin looks nice on the Z6, high Z6, which is becoming important for me for a camera. So I'm repeating myself, but Charles's skin, he was really up close, and his skin looks flawless. For 90 years old, Charles, your skin looked awesome, okay? So he's not 90 years old. I'm teasing him, okay? But it did look good. Your skin looks better than mine. I think I'm older than you, maybe by 8 or 10 years. So the software is Streamlabs, is what Charles is telling me. So these are just impromptu going live because I can. I turn it on. I'm doing it also for Twitter because I can. I've never experienced that before. You know what I should have done? I should have gone Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time. And if they give me the opportunity to do Rumble, to do that one at the same time also. Charles is giving me some information on the kids. Good boy, Charles. Furthermore, the kids ended up subscribing to my channel. So you didn't answer if they F-bombed you. I would like to know, but since they subscribed, that was very nice. Okay? So maybe they came on too strong and they realized it. It's hard to deal with people live, and Charles handled it like a pro, which means he is a pro. So you're walking along the street in downtown, I don't know, was it downtown? Yeah. Winter Park. So if I lose the lawsuit here and I have to move out of my house, I might decide to move out of Miami. I would like to move closer to where my brother is, okay, which is up in the Fort Lauderdale area. But the cost of living here is quite high, and the taxes is high. And I'd like to be able to get out and walk around. So because I fight anxiety attacks and panic attacks, I don't drive much. But Charles walked around for over an hour. All different kinds of places, different stores. So I asked him, is there a Publix near you? And he said, yeah, there's a Publix within blocks or a half a mile. So does that town have like a Walmart, a Best Buy? You answered me for Publix. How about a Home Depot? Is there a Home Depot? I don't want to live in such a small city where you don't have the niceties of home. Does it have fiber cable? Like we have 1,000 up, 1,000 down. Okay. Okay. So, they did F-bomb you. Okay. But they are boys. I understand that. I think that's over the boundary, so I would correct them. But since they came back and they were nicer, they were still a little bit aggressive, but they did subscribe. Now, as long as they're not mean to you in the future, I would say they kind of apologized in a way. So, but you handled that so beautifully. I would have probably done worse. I would say, guys, I'm live. This is a family channel. Can you kind of like pretend your little sister's here watching? Okay. Jan is here. Here we go, Jan. That's the second night in a row. What's a good budget pocket camera for video that you recommend? Okay. Well, the one we just went through, I would recommend that because of the price. Let's say you buy it, you don't like it. What are you going to do? Turn around and sell it for $390? You're going to lose 30, 40 bucks? It's the money is not that high in the game. Okay. So that V90 V10, I renamed it, okay, that V10 is actually a very nice camera to look at. So I would be keen. It should be hitting the streets on June 15th. So what's the date today? It's May 18th. So less than a month. I'd like to see what it looks like in the hands of normal people. Now, I did see it in the hands of a girl, and she did vlog. And I don't remember her channel, but if you just put, there can't be that many because the camera's not out in the wild yet. It's pre-production. I'd have to say she didn't do that good of a job with the camera. The camera misfocused. The sound sounded harsh. And I don't even know if she had digital stabilization on or not. I don't know if she knew very well how to handle a camera or not. So they realized afterwards who I was. I live stream every year their homecoming for their school. Okay, that's nice. It happens. The reason I was pursuing that is they looked like such nice kids. Honestly, the kind of kids that you'd like to sit down and just talk with them because you get the vibrance of their energy at that age. At 70 years old, I look at that and inside I'm smiling. I used to be like that when I was 18. But they weren't even 18, they were 15. Okay? But when they use foul language, when they know that you're live streaming, that is a little bit too aggressive. They should be more well-mannered, which means, you know, I don't know whether to put, I'll just put a notch against them. That's all, okay? Because they asked you, are you live streaming? And then the one boy, just so you guys weren't there, okay? I go, you live streaming, baby? You know, of course, full energy. They're not like, hey, you live streaming? Well, yes, I am. That's not how it happened, okay? They're rambunctious kids, full of energy, okay? So he said, yes, I'm live streaming. So then the one kid goes like, well, F you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that was wrong, all right? So I'm glad Charles said, are you skipping school? Is your principal watching this? Because their principal is going to see them, okay? And if he watches, and there's your character reference for when you go to college, all right? So if Charles doesn't remove that, they've got a character reference built in for them. Good for you, Charles. Norm is here. So, oh wait, I didn't finish with Jan. Okay, Jan. Am I saying your name right? Is it Jan or Jean? Okay, because Bautista, it should be a little like Jean. Okay. So the next step up is to get into a camera like the ZFC, which is, what you're watching right now. This is under $1,000. You do have to add a lens, but it's a very nice camera, and it does a good job. And so far, everything looks good. I can't read everything on the screen, but I don't see any red. Okay, meaning the camera should stay on. Now, we are working on a battery that Randy suggested that I get, which is a dummy battery. So, but there's always the possibility that I picked the wrong hole on my PD charger. All right. So you need to look at the big name brands like Canon, Nikon, Sony, Fuji, and see what their $1,000 and under cameras are, John. Okay, so then do some. Wait, Norm added to the topic. Look for a used P7800, great for 1080 HD video at about $300. It was $600 new in 2016. Also, shots are great, 12 megapixel photos. The Nikon ED 28 to 200 millimeter f2 lens. So that makes it a very fun camera. When you can zoom, Jean, when you can zoom from 28 to 200, you are now squarely in the fun box, because it's like from here, if I zoom to 200, you'd see the hair up my nose. So if you're sitting here with dinner and you've got a relative, let's say you've got a niece or a nephew and it's their birthday and they're going to blow out the candles, you can zoom right up to them and blow out the candles and then zoom back. And let's just say it's not the best quality you can get, but you know what? People don't look at your video and go like, oh, that was such good quality, unless your quality is absolutely outstanding. Then they'll notice the quality, okay? But they're going to go look at the expression on that kid's face. I just watched, who did I watch? I watched a kid's birthday party, and the kid blew out the candle. It was a young child, a toddler. And the poor kid was having a hard time getting enough breath to blow out one candle, and it wasn't a trick candle, okay? And the adult started chuckling because the kid was stretching to blow it. He got it, okay? I think it was a girl, so I think she got it eventually, and of course everybody clapped. Now, if they were able to zoom in really tight on that, John, you got yourself an award-winning picture. So when you look at the zoom on the cameras where the lens are built in and you don't have to buy the lens in addition, that becomes a special camera. So that's good. So Ray is here. Ray is the one that taught me. Hi, Ray. Love you, buddy. About Twitter. And thanks, Peter. Thanks, Norm. All right, just come in and spend time with us. You know, you don't always have to have, like, what camera do I buy? You could do, Peter, you look so good tonight. And you know what's going to happen, John? After a while, these people are going to become your friends. And we become kind of like a little group. Now, I do go live every Friday night, God willing, the bridge isn't up. Okay? On Friday night at 10 o'clock. And that is my normal. Now, my normal time. I should complete my sentences. All right? So, this week, I've been doing a lot of changes. Changing the lens, changing camera positions, learning how to go live on Twitter. Today I changed out the battery because I was disappointed that the camera actually died on me. Okay. So that was a disappointment. So now we have a dummy battery. Do you know what a dummy battery is? It looks like a battery, but there's a wire that comes out of it. And that wire goes to like a brick that you plug into the wall. And that brick provides battery juice to the camera. There's no battery in the camera. Only the battery that's the same size as a battery would be. So you're basically providing it endless juice. So the camera, you either have to have the rapture and Jesus came back. In that case, the camera could keep going unless the power goes out. Okay. So, the camera overheats. So the air conditioner is on right now. And it's been on for a while. So I have it set to 74. So if it cools down to 74, it'll go off completely. So you'll hear whatever noise is in the room at that point. So, Norman's going to tell us about the P7800 a little more. Has all the modes of a DSLR and shoots 2 hours of video on battery. Or about 500 photos, has a flippy LCD panel. So can you buy that right now on B&H, or is it a discontinued model? My guess is it's discontinued. Charles says, remember that now Twitter will let you monetize your channel as long as your Twitter account has more than 500 subscribers and you have Twitter Blue. Okay, so Charles, you're teaching me something. Okay, so let me learn. If I get more than 500, so if you're watching on Twitter or if you're watching on YouTube, go, I don't think I got 3 subscribers on Twitter, or what do they call them? Followers over there. Okay, so I'm not taking you with me. I'm going to go over and take a look on Twitter. And it doesn't, I'm going to refresh. I don't see anywhere it says how many followers I actually have. So it's not giving me that information. I don't see that info. Too bad. They need a little bit of work to do here. I should be able to come here and see how many followers I have. So let's see. Show more. Let's go show more. No, that's not what I want to see. I want to see, let's click on home. Okay. Peter Greg. So it's not actually showing me any of my data. It's probably here. Oh, wait a minute. There's a Peter Greg Miami. And then after it, it says, hey, there's 28 following, and it says 1,321 followers. So I don't know what the difference is between 28 following and 1,321 followers. Followers, probably people that are following me, and following is people that I'm following. Yeah, because I see people that I am following. So maybe I have what's needed. Okay. Maybe I have what's needed. Followers, Raymond Stones, Scott, Helmet. So these are people that are following me. Sammy Superstar. So guess what? I've met that. Charles. Surprise! Now, how do I get monetized over here? I got to do something with the blue. I'll have to look that up. I'm not going to do that live. Okay. So that is pretty cool. So thank you, Charles. You made my day. I got some followers going on over here. I didn't even realize it. So I got 1,321 followers. So if anyone that knows Twitter a little better than I do, confirm it for me, please. All right. Come back here so you can write to me and I can read your comments and all that kind of good stuff. So let's come back so where I can see myself over here. What's your Twitter account? Peter Greg Miami. Let's double check that. No sense sending you in a wild goose chase. Yes, at Peter Greg Miami. P, G, and M are capitalized if that matters. So it says Peter Greg in capital. And at Peter Greg, I'll turn it on so you can see. Because it sounds like you're smarter than I am. Okay, so let's turn this on so you could see the... actually, no, I'm not going to turn it on. I'm actually going to go to my desktop. Okay, so now you can see my desktop. All right, so here I have 28 following and I have 1,321 followers. So Charles, have I met the requirements? And I don't know what blue is, so I'm going to have to look that up. So I have that many followers. And here's the live stream. So if I click on my live stream, if I click on the word, and let's say I will refresh over here. Okay, so if anyone had made a comment, I know it would show up here. All right. So here's the data right here, Charles. Peter Greg. Okay, and there's my picture, what it looks like. And it says at Peter Greg Miami. So that's who, what, where, when, and why. So now let's come back over to Ecamm and let's go back to live and let's see if the ZFC is still operating. Yep, there she is. We're doing good. We're on almost an hour, and the camera was on for about an hour before that because I was talking on the phone with Randy because we're trying to fix the problem. So Charles says I have 1,321 followers. I don't know how, but thank you, Jesus. That's a blessing. Okay. So Ray says congratulations on 1,300 plus followers. If memory serves me correct, you were around 300 this morning. I also recognize some YouTubers who are following you, like Chelsea. Chelsea's following me. God, I didn't even know that. Okay, hi Chelsea. If you're watching me, Chelsea is part of the Northrup. She's married to that guy. What's the name of that guy? What's his name? Her husband. Okay. So yeah, that's the Northrups. She's so sweet. She's such a nice lady. She's much more forward. She'll tell you what she thinks, but that's great. Okay. So they're a very nice couple. So I'll have to look and see who in the world is following me. So I guess I could start saying, if you're watching me on Twitter and you're not following me, do what it takes to follow me. I'll have to figure out how that works. So now we are actually running. I wish her I Twittered. It's something new, Roy. Okay, that's part of the excitement of life at my age. I got a new platform to play with. I'm also on Rumble. Okay, so let's say YouTube decides, Peter, we're going to censor you and you're gone. Okay, or maybe with my music, three, what do they call it? Strikes and you're out. So I've started uploading to Rumble. And when I look at my Rumble account, I've got camera videos and I got kitchen videos. And the kitchen videos are 5-to-1 getting watched compared to the camera videos on Rumble. So that makes me think that there's more people there that are interested in Rumble. So Ray says she's married to the guy who rhymes with Sony. You mean like what does he say? Instead of the depth of field, he says the Tony field or something. My buddy Casey over on Camera Conspiracies. Yeah, she's married to him. So she's married to Sony. She also switches primary cameras seemingly every month. Makes it interesting. I have no complaints. I only have one. Actually, I think, let me think. And I'm not going to think out loud, okay, because I like being nice. There's only 3 YouTubers that I could actually say anything negative about, but I won't. And that's because I have a beef with them. I really do, okay? So I just don't watch them. It's the best thing to do. Then you don't get into trouble. So Charles says Twitter Blue, I'm going to have to learn about Twitter Blue, is now the fastest growing channel that you can earn money. Okay, that makes it interesting because, okay, the air conditioner just turned off. So if you have not been paying attention to the background noise, now is the time to pay attention. So there is no sound coming other than me breathing and this guy going around, but I have this set so slow, okay, it's got no noise. Now, on the other wall, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 feet away from me, is one of those old white fans that oscillate. It's all plastic. I almost can't hear it. So if I get real quiet, it barely registers on my meter, which means it's hearing a little of the wind. But that's what a condenser mic's supposed to do. When I sing and I want to be emotional or something, it's supposed to pick up the nuances of my voice when I sing. Okay? So I'm going to have to do a little research tonight on Twitter Blue. Who are you? Let's find out who Twitter Blue. So Motivated Minds is Carlos. Hi, Carlos. I love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. He's listening while driving home. Hey, everybody. Norm says, Rumble has a very active foodie following. So based on the fact that my foodie, I like that, my foodie stuff, Norm, I think I'll concentrate on putting some more foodie stuff up there. I don't have any, I think I got 1 penny earned. Where over here, I think I got about $75 on YouTube for the stuff that I do. Now I don't earn money on this channel because I don't have 1,000 whatchamacallit. But I've got more than 300 on Twitter, so it's something that we need to. No, the rotating tree. Let me be quiet, okay? And I'll help you with that, Norm. So I'm going to be quiet. Now I'm going to shut off the rotating tree. Did it make any difference? Because I'm sitting next to it. My ear is right here. Whoops. If I don't knock it over, it's ceramic. My mother made it back in the 1900s. So I'm going to turn it back on. And I'm going to try to bring it as slow as I can go. Because if you go too slow, it'll stop. Okay? I hear nothing, Norm. Honest to God, I hear nothing. I promise. If I hear something, my ear doesn't recognize it. So the room is, except for the fan, which I can't reach to turn it off, it is pretty silent in here. So I'm using my best mic in a very quiet room. So this is where I would probably sing. Oh, I heard a new song that was very, very moving, and I want to learn it. I'll share the name of the song with you right now, okay? I can't sing it. I don't remember the melody. I remember the song brought tears to my eyes, okay, when I heard it. It just gobsmacked me. I wasn't anything I was expecting. I was watching happy videos or this or that, and then somebody made a comment about this song, and it's the kind of comment that catches your eye. But then I looked at the name, and I'm going like, it's not my kind of song. So then I saw it again, and I said, okay, I'll listen to it. And then I listened to it. My God, if I wasn't chopping frickin' onions. Tears were running down my cheeks from a song I never heard before. How does that happen? Okay? Have I become emotional in my old age? I don't get it. All right, so the name of the song is called Monsters. Monsters. It caught me cold, so I'm not going to give you a heads up. If you want to go look it up, okay? If you guys don't use YouTube to go looking things up, you're missing out, okay? I find the neatest and the coolest stuff that way. So if you have a chance, if you've got a paper or a pen, well, this will come back up and you can listen to it again, okay? So you could find, but Monsters. What comes to your mind when I say there's a song called Monsters? Don't you think Monster Mash? And they did the mash, the Monster Mash. You know, that kind of song. So, but this song was a very, very, okay, so the tree rotating. So Roy, my favorite Roy, a great deal of music brings tears to my eyes for different reasons. If you're just saying that platonically, I agree. Okay, sometimes I will get emotionally moved on a song. If you meant it in a funny way, I didn't get the funny part. Okay. So Norm says, nope, no difference with the tree on or off. I wanted to prove it to you. And when I listen back, if I can find this spot on the video, I think the air conditioner just turned back on. No, it didn't. It's not that loud. Oh, you know what it does? I'll tell you what it does. It spins up the fan to see if it needs to turn on. So when it's in economy mode, it's a wall unit, window unit, okay? So it'll spin up the fan, okay? So I did the tree, but getting back to Norm's comment, so I could prove it to him and I can listen myself later on. So I've got two of my favorite shirts, and now one is burgundy-ish red and one is blue. So I can come in here. I just took a shower earlier tonight, so it is midnight. What time did I go on? So we've been on an hour, okay? So, Carlos says music is one of the most powerful therapeutic innovations there is. All right, so here's something so you can dislike me for a second, okay? I don't know. I hope it's not ego, honestly, because I don't want to be egotistical. That doesn't. I'm a man. All men have a certain amount of ego. You know, you're never going to meet a man that doesn't have an ego. That's what it's part of being a male version of the man. Okay. I will put on from Peter Gregg. I think it's Peter Gregg TV. Yeah, Peter Gregg TV. Okay, so you could put at Peter Gregg TV. You know, YouTube has instilled where you could put the at sign, and then if you've got the correct name of the channel, you could find the channel. Easy, where before it was hard. Okay, so you can find the channel. So I put all of my songs in a playlist, and what that does for me is I can just play the playlist. So I can put on all my songs and fall asleep, kind of like listening to my own music. I know, all right? I know. I apologize right up front. It just sounds bad when I say it, all right? But I'm just sharing the truth with you, honest to God. It's like I have a demeanor in the singing that is very laid back and calming. And I don't know if it's just to me because I'm an idiot, okay? Or if other people find the same thing. So I've been doing that lately because I've been having trouble getting to sleep. And so the air conditioner just spun up the fan, but it didn't turn on. I'll tell you when it turns on. So it's checking the temperature. If it gets warm enough, it's going to kick on. Okay? It didn't kick on. Okay, so, okay, now it turned off. So it spun the fan up real slow. I think it just sucks air through its wherever the thermostat is, which would be where the filter is. And then it says, yeah, we need the compressor on, or no, we don't. Apparently, no, we don't. So we're still in a silent room, and I'm still cool. I'm not. You see any sweat? Do you see me sweating bullets here? So Roy says, to tree or not to tree? That is the question. There is no difference. So we all have it. We all have it. You have 22 viewers now on Twitter that are watching your channel now live. Honestly, hey, if you're watching me live on Twitter, thank you guys. This is only my second ever tweeting. What do they call it? Okay. And there's 22 people watching. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I don't think you could give it a thumbs up. Peter, you're not getting my comments. Your comments where? Here? I just got this one. Okay. If you're doing it on Twitter, I'm not even looking at Twitter because Ray said that I can't see any comments. It's not really that interactive. I'll go back and check. Okay. So I actually have to refresh. There's still nothing under there. Jeff, there's nothing underneath. Wait, something came up. I'm just kind of looking. It doesn't even tell me. Oh, yeah, it says 22 viewers. It does. Holy moly. That's amazing. So if you're watching me on Twitter, I'm humbled. If you could leave a comment, and you know how a lot better than I do, do it. I don't know what else to say. Do it. Leave a comment so that I can see a comment on Twitter. But there's 22. Now it says 21. Okay. And it is something to bring excitement. Okay, so let's get back over to the safe spot. Let's come back over here. All right, 22 people. That's more than the late night CNN audience. Oh, that's good, Norm. That is good. Okay, I'm bigger than CNN. Okay, so Roy says, I just photographed an opera singer. Didn't have the heart to tell him. I didn't have the heart to tell him I can't stand opera. But you did. You did what you needed to do. I don't go for opera myself that much. There's a new guy. I don't like heavy metal, but there's a new guy named Dan Vasc. How would you pronounce that? Dan Vasc? Okay. So when it said Dan Vasc, heavy metal singer, sings Amazing Grace. Okay. Well, the heavy metal part didn't get me because I don't like somebody that is just screaming into the microphone. But for some reason, I clicked on it. And oh my God, he did a freakingly awesome job. And now when I went back to tell somebody about it the other day, he's got 1 million views. So he did a good job. When you see people that sweep in, like I did something where I sang, and I think I got all of 25 views. I did not do a sweeping good job, obviously. Okay? So yeah, it's at Peter Gregg TV, like television, TV. So, no, I'm not talking about here. So you did something over there. Okay, let's go over there together because I don't like it when somebody makes a comment and I can't find it. There's got to be a reason. So this is what I'm seeing. So if I click on my words, now it says 1. If I can't find it. There's got to be a reason. So this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so I can hear me. Okay, so I don't know how to bring this up. Let me click on the words. Okay. So no, I'm not talking about... So I guess I lost all my viewers. I must have done something. Okay. So obviously, I don't know how to work this sucker. Okay. So if I come back over here... So I guess I lost all my viewers. Let's refresh. And 1,300 followers. So where did I see where it said viewers? Must have been something. It was over here. 2 viewers. So they came and they left. So I guess like CNN, they come and they go. Okay. But I guess we'll find out when I go back and I start looking at it. So let's come over here and do what we got, the ZFC. All right, so Roy just photographed an opera singer. Pardon the remnants of my keyboard. The letters are worn off. Ray says, on Twitter, you could see new comments by selecting notifications on the menu at the left. Okay, going to go do that. There is notifications on the left. And I do see notifications. Okay. Let's see what it says. So Charles liked your tweet. So thank you, Charles. Scotty says test of Twitter live stream. So that was yesterday. Raymond says, hi, Ray. And then the only thing this is not telling me is the dates. So I can't tell which would be the most current one. Okay, so this is, so you got 110 followers, Charles. Okay, that's cool. And we got Helmut. Helmut's got 0 followers, but thank you for being here, Helmut. Scotty's got 0 followers. Okay, Ray has got 330. You're right at the cusp of being able to monetize, Ray, if we figure out what blue is. Okay. So, okay, so we're looking at the Ray. The thing. Oh, Twitter Blue is on the left. Blue subscribers with a verified phone number will get a blue check mark once it's approved. Okay? And it costs $84 a year to get approved. That's some money. Okay? I don't know what that does for me for $85, 84 bucks. So I will, at least I found where to read it. Thank you, Ray. You know, Ray, you're teaching me and Charles teaching me about what's going on here more than anybody. So my biggest curiosity is the viewers. How I had 22 and now I've got 0. So little by little they dwindle down to nothing. So I'll just come back over here to where we are together as a family, and over here we got 12 people in the room. Okay. Oh, so Charles says that's my thumbs up that I did for you. Okay. Jeff says, no, Peter, I'm asking you about here on YouTube. I was not sure of my comments. So I'm putting it up now. I could see it. So if I didn't put up a comment, I didn't see it. That means YouTube didn't deliver it. We've been through this many times before with a lot of different people. Why they didn't deliver it, I can't tell you. Okay? And you never know why. So like on Sly, on her channel when she's live, I have put up comments and it didn't get through to her. And I don't know why. It's just what they do. Okay? So that's Charles's thumbs up. Norm says, on the topic of music, have you heard of David Drainman Disturbed version of Simon & Garfunkel sound? Yes, I listened to that. Absolutely incredible cover from a heavy metal band. Yep, another good cover. So I guess the lesson to me is don't judge a book by its cover. Okay? So, they are Disturbed is a heavy metal band. I did hear Simon & Garfunkel's Sound of Silence, and I think David Vask did the Sounds of Silence too. He's heavy metal. Now, David is, it's his name David? Dan Vask, okay, D-A-N. He's from Brazil. If you hear him talk, he's got a very thick accent. But what a set of pipes. That man is blessed with his singing voice. Okay, so we've been on an hour. I think I could come back again tomorrow night, and we'll have vlogged, or whatever we call this, every night this week. Something, and sometime during the day. So Carlos is listening to me kind of like a podcast, which this can be listened to like as a podcast, because I'm sitting in the chair. I'm not doing a dance, guys, okay? So, and I'm not standing up, so you don't know if I'm wearing pants tonight or not, okay? Randy says, I see all of Jeff's comments. It might be Ecamm. Yep, might be. Okay, so I'm looking for just the word Jeff. So I'm just going to go real quick. So that's a Jeff comment. And the one before that was this one. And Jeff said, you're not seeing my comments. And the one before that is Jeff. Tony Northrup was the one who got me started in photography. That was back in 2018. I don't think I read that one. That might be the one you're talking about. And the one before that was none. So that's all of my Jeff. Oh, nope, there was one. Peter, you have. Have you used the lav mic outside? If so, what are they like outside? Yes, I've used the. It actually was a test. You never got to see it. I used the Saramonic outside, walking around in the front yard. If I think of it, I'll send you the link to that. And I didn't make it public because it wasn't really a good job. I'm practicing a little bit of walking around, and this was Jeff, your first comment. So that's all the comments I got from you, Jeff. All right, buddy. So if I did skip one, I'm sorry. So Roy says, pants, I want to know. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall? Okay. So Norm says, it's time for a little nap. And Ray says, good night, Peter. And Randy says, I see all of... so Jeff, if I owe you an apology, you got it, buddy. I don't like to skip anybody. We're family. It's kind of like talking to one of my brothers, and next time we meet, why didn't you read my comment? Okay, well, I didn't mean to not read your comment. Okay, there might be a one in a blue thing where you might mention a YouTuber I don't like, and I might purposely not read that comment. Because what's the saying when you were a kid? If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Sometimes I get provoked into saying something I really shouldn't. Because let's say that person happens to watch my YouTube video, which they probably don't, okay? Because he shot a bird at one of my friends in person, because he asked my friend, how many subscribers do you have? And apparently he didn't like the answer, and he shot him a bird, okay? And this was at like an econ type of a thing, where you spend money to fly there and to learn. Well, that's not acceptable, and especially when you do something negative to my friend. I'm not a Judas, where I could be just as comfortable with my best friends, and also just be as comfortable with my friends' enemies. So if it's somebody that's an enemy to you, I'm not comfortable with them. I can't be just as comfortable with my friends as I am with my friends' enemies. Okay. So Funny's here. How you doing? I need a ribeye. I'm cooking one now. I'm cooking it for a minimum of 18 to 20 hours. I put it in. It's 12:20 here. I put it in about 9:30, so it's going to be ready for tomorrow night. It's going to be tender. Oh, it's going to melt in my mouth, and I will have me a beautiful piece of meat. And then tomorrow I'll weigh myself, and then tomorrow night I will report to you guys what I did and how I did. Hopefully I haven't gained any weight, and maybe I lost weight, but even if I didn't, I am eating a little bit more carbs, but they're good carbs, like asparagus or something like that. So Charles says, I sent you several comments on Twitter so you could test your Twitter channel. All right, so as soon as I finish with this, I'm going to go and look up at my Twitter channel, so I can, it's kind of like I'm learning a whole new thing. So I got that, and I need to figure out what to do with Rumble, if anything. So I am monetized on Rumble. It doesn't make any... Oh, the air conditioner just went back on. So if you hear background noise, Norm went to take a nap. Okay. It's the air conditioner that's on. So let me just say, love you guys. Fun. I said hi to you, Funnel. Love everybody. I'll meet you, God willing, and the bridge isn't up. Okay, Roy. USB is the plug type. USB 4.0 is imminent. Okay. So Jeff said, were you saying I have said something bad about YouTuber, or did I misunderstand? No, you misunderstood. You didn't say anything bad about anybody. I was saying, I was reminiscing. There's 3 YouTubers I can think of that I don't specifically like. Okay, if you mention one of the 3, I probably would skip that comment, but you didn't. Okay, so no, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything, not even in the least. Okay, I was trying to explain myself. You know what's interesting, Jeff? It's when people like me will try to express myself or explain myself, and it comes across wrong. And that's where things happen with YouTube or live streaming, where you say, I'm having you for dinner. Well, does that mean I'm putting you on the plate and I'm carving you up and I'm eating you for dinner? Or does that mean I'm having you over for dinner? I mean, we learned this in 8th grade when we learned about English. I'm having you for dinner. Okay? So it's easy to be misunderstood. So I do try to speak clearly, but my mind runs very quickly because I have a radio up when I was a kid. So my mind is over here and my mouth is still way back here. So I do notice I do jump tracks. So Charles says, I'm going to try to make the live streams that I did today public, since many might like it. I liked it. Seriously. Unless there's something bad, even the kids with what they did, I'd leave it. I really would. Okay? Jeff says, okay, as I never say a bad word. Jeff, I've never heard you say not only a bad word, I've never even heard you say anything aggressive. Okay? So, no. But I don't normally say bad words, but it can happen. Okay? It makes me wonder when, Jesus was being raised, and if he hit his thumb with the hammer when he was a kid, I wonder what he said. Bam! All kinds of words. Okay, guys. This is the end of the stream for tonight. We're going to say good night. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Of course, I should start adding this. If I said anything offensive, please forgive me because I didn't mean it. If I mean it, I'll say. And I mean what I say. Okay? You've heard me do that. Love you guys. God willing, tomorrow night, if God is willing and the bridge isn't up. So I got to, Randy's sleeping, but there's no red lights on my ZFC. So it looks like we're up to about 3 hours now. So the dummy battery on the ZFC camera is probably going to do good tomorrow night. I love you guys. Thanks for being here and just chit-chatting with me. This is fun. Okay. Good night. Bye.